The development you predicted in the Kastner case happened unexpectedly. Please come back immediately.
How can it be unexpected if I have predicted it?
Poirot! My friend! Is that you? Poirot, it is I, Book! Poirot! Is it truly you, my friend?
Book, it is indeed me.
What brings you so far from home?
A little affair in Syria.
An affair of the heart?
No, a modest affair of recovering stolen artifacts. But now I am summoned home to England and must leave immediately.
This evening? You travel on the Orient Express, I hope.
I have made no arrangements yet, as I just learned that an emergency has arisen, and I must return to England immediately.
Very well. It will be my pleasure to secure you a sleeper on the Orient Express.
If the director of the line insists, I accept with pleasure.
And we'll dine together. For I too depart this afternoon. We'll have plenty of time to catch up. I'll have the hotel transfer our luggage.
Excuse me, sir. You are the director of the line? The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if she may keep her mina in her compartment on the train.
Good morning, Princess. It is an honor to welcome you aboard. There is absolutely no problem for your pet.
You will ask about his food?
Oh, yes. The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if there is food for miners on board. Insects, small amphibians, baby rodents.
Baby rodents? Of course, Princess. Don't worry. Your bird will be fed as you demand.
You there, desk clerk.
One moment, sir.
Listen to me. Call the police. My train ticket has been stolen.
Stolen? Oh dear. Oh dear.
You travel by the Orient Express, monsieur?
Arbuthnot. Captain Archibald Arbuthnot, formerly British Army, now retired. And yes, I'm taking the Orient Express to Paris. But what business is that of yours?
My name is Book. I am the director of the line at your service. And perhaps this gentleman could assist you. He is Hercule Poirot.
But I must make that train.
A train ticket. Yesterday I recovered artifacts worth several millions.
Please, my friend. It's not just any ticket. It's an Orient Express ticket.
Very well, I will investigate.
Thank you, Poirot. I will arrange a car to Cirkeci station for us.
How do you know your ticket has been stolen, monsieur?
I put it on a table in my room. I came down here to breakfast, and when I got back, my ticket was gone, and other things were on the floor, as if they'd been tossed about.
Alors, monsieur, I suggest we begin in your room. Will you lead the way? I do not think that's the right answer. That's the right answer. Floor, Captain Arbuthnot?
4th floor.
Oh, one mystery solved. I suppose I can exercise my powers of observation while we wait. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
My room's along here. 411. In a hotel of this quality? A thief? Come on, don't dawdle. It'll be a disaster if I miss that train.
You have locked the door, monsieur?
Naturally. This is a foreign country.
You have the key card?
Of course.
We will enter. The lock has not been tampered with. This earring, it is not the first time I've seen it, but where? This ear. The bed is skillfully made. A list of travel expenses. But how did these papers end up on the floor? A conspicuous gallantry cross for meritorious service in Iraq, yet he only retired as a captain. Four floors. It's impossible for a thief to have exited through the window. A brochure for this fascinating city. Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend. A stamped reservation for the Bosphorus ferry. A fact sheet from a tour of Saint Sophia. The wallet is somewhat worn. It contains just over $200 and the usual cards. Water with traces of soap. The water is scented. Haha! Golden moustache. A perfume bottle. Empty. Suggestive. My little gray cells did not let me down. How long were you at breakfast, Captain?
A half an hour or so. Just a roll and some coffee.
Go away, please.
A brief word, sir.
I will give you 2 brief words. Go away.
Monsieur.
I've been traveling all night from New York. Must I call the management?
Pardon, monsieur. I do not believe we have awakened a thief. The room is apparently empty. I will leave it for the moment. Why was there an earring in your room?
An earring? A previous guest, I suspect. I don't wear them.
Did you leave the window open?
No. That must be how the thief escaped.
I think not. Unless the thief had wings. The bed is very neatly made, but the corners are not military style.
The price we paid for this hotel? I'm not going to make my own bloody bed.
Interesting pronoun, that. We. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. No, not good. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. The wind probably blew the papers on the floor as it came in through the window. Moreover, the door is closed, and I found an earring on the bedside table. The captain invited a woman into his room. Maybe she is our culprit. That was easy. My little gray cells did not let me down. Captain Arbuthnot, I have examined your room. Much was revealed, possibly more than you expected. Rest assured, we will soon find your ticket.
It's about bloody time. I have a train to catch.
As do I.
You are traveling on the Orient Express?
Oui? If you will be good enough to answer a few questions, we may both make our train.
Ask away.
Please give me an account of your movements yesterday.
I spent most of my day in Istanbul, sightseeing. I returned to the hotel as the sun was setting. The desk clerk can confirm I was alone when I picked up my key. I spent the night alone. I had no visitors in my room.
Have you told me the entire truth, Captain Arbuthnot?
Of course. I want you to find my ticket.
Can you explain the earring I found on the bedside table?
An earring? Yes. Forgive me, Mr. Poirot. I had some business correspondence that wanted answering. The hotel provides help for business travelers. They sent up a secretary. I dictated a letter, and she mailed it for me. I hadn't noticed that she had lost an earring.
And when did you invite this secretary? This woman may be the thief we are looking for.
That was yesterday evening. My ticket was still there when I went down to breakfast. She can't have taken it.
I see. Never mind. It is easily checked. And there was no other person in your room?
No, I swear there wasn't.
Well, never mind. If it is not her, there is only one option left.
Fine. Please finish your job quickly. I'll be downstairs in the lobby.
The room is apparently empty.
По подозрению в убийстве на прошлой неделе студентки из Виктории.
Someone has rejected their breakfast. Not a mystery worth pursuing.
In sports, the Blue Jays and the Yankees meet tonight in the deciding game of the American League East and the Rays. Dave Steve gets the start for the Jays while the Yanks send Guidry to the mound. The three-game series is even at 1 apiece after the Blue Jays storm back in the top of the ninth with 12 runs to win the game 15-4. In the West, the Royals can clinch that division and win the Angels. Last night's 1-0 squeaker gave the Royals a 1-0 win with the Twins.
The Hotel Tocatlian is a perfect prelude for my journey. Pardon, monsieur. May I inquire when the staff begins cleaning the rooms?
Every morning at breakfast time, sir. After making certain there are no guests in the room, of course.
May I speak with the chambermaid who cleaned room 411 this morning?
I hope you don't think that one of our staff stole the ticket.
No. Do not distress yourself. We seek only information.
I will summon her at once.
Oh, I'd ask her to bring her laundry cart. Do not be frightened, mademoiselle. Did you clean room 411 this morning?
Room 411? Yes, that is one of mine.
Did you see a ticket on the desk when you entered the room?
I'm sorry, I didn't notice a ticket. There was a wallet, but of course I did not touch it.
Did you open the window?
Yes, we always air the rooms.
Oh, but I forgot to close the window. While I was making the bed, the person from next door was pounding on the wall. I wondered if he needed assistance. I tossed the dirty sheets in my cart, quickly finished mopping, and went to see, but it was nothing. But I'm afraid I left the window open. I'm so sorry.
A window left open, papers scattered on the floor. The chambermaid cleaning the room. I believe I can now visualize what happened. Poirot is not going to touch the dirty laundry. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. I do not think that's the right answer. My little grey cells did not let me down. Mademoiselle, would you be so kind as to look in the sheets from room 411? And so the missing train ticket completes its strange journey. An open window, a laundry cart, and an annoying neighbor. But chance is the only guilty party in this dark mystery.
Mr. Poirot, I apologize. I believe my concern got the better of me, and I forgot myself. Thank you.
It was a case of great magnitude. I'm glad I was up to the challenge. And that, I think, is that. A hotel with a long and proud history.
Our bags are all packed. I have my ticket and papers. If you give me yours, I'll hang on to mine. But as your secretary...
As my secretary, you see to the bags, Hector.
Yes. Yes, sir.
That man, I have a curious impression of him, as if I were observing a wild animal, uncaged.
We must leave for the station. Our bags are in the taxi. Did you find the ticket?
It was a case most difficult, but somehow Hercule Poirot managed.
I knew you could do it. Now we can sit back and enjoy a relaxing train ride. You are in luck, Poirot. Of course, no journey on this train is ever ordinary, but this is a special occasion. To celebrate the 140 years of the Orient Express, the engine will be none other than the splendid Pacific 231G558. There she is, Poirot. The most celebrated train in history. Oh, my eyes fill with tears of pride. It is time we were aboard, my friend. Follow me. The wagon-lit conductor, Pierre Michel, will direct you to your compartment.
Lead the way, Book.
It was built in France in 1922 by the Compagnie Batignolles-Châtillon. At the time of its purchase by the SNCF in 1938, it could reach speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour. Wait until you see. It is like traveling back in time. Today, the train is limited to 100 kilometers per hour. I assure you, that will be more than fast enough to get you to Paris in time for your connection to London. In the meantime, you will bask in the magic that is the Orient Express.
Good evening, monsieur. Your compartment is number 202. However, I am afraid that all the others are already full.
Full? But how can that be?
It is incredible, monsieur. All the world elects to travel tonight.
All the same, you must find room for this gentleman here.
I can exercise my powers of observation while they try to find my bed.
He is a friend of mine. He can have number 201.
It is taken, monsieur.
What? Number 201?
Is everything aboard the train, Hector?
In your compartment, Mr. Ratchet. I'm having them disinfect the room again as you instructed. I also got a call from the Indians. The sale is going through as you expected.
There was never any doubt. No other phone calls, Hector? From Geneva or Venice?
No, sir. Who were you expecting?
Never you mind. Check our tickets. We're not going in until everything is confirmed.
The young man seems quite agreeable, but the older man is something quite different.
Mary.
Not now. Not now. When it's all over, when it's behind us, then.
Notice the young woman from the hotel. She again wishes to watch the old man with his little friend, but not to be seen herself.
Darling, we have to get aboard.
I know.
I have heard of the phobia of fear of flying, but fear of trains?
Now you're making fun of me.
Never, my love. We'll board shortly, once our compartment is ready.
Why did you order so much lobster, Hotaru?
My dear Freya, I need it for my specialty on the second night. And if the lobster a la mode isn't fresh, the passengers will know.
We don't have enough space for my desserts. Tonight, molten chocolate cake. Tomorrow, my specialty.
That is not my concern. They will not have room for them anyway.
Serve your lobster tonight.
Chicken a la mori must be the first night dish for the travelers. It is easier to digest.
You really are the egomaniac everyone says you are.
I have every reason to be. I am the engine. You are just the caboose.
Poirot, I am mortified. The 140th anniversary, perhaps, but such a plague of passengers.
Great. Good. Well done. Adequate. Yes. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Poirot, we have a solution. A gentleman has not yet come.
An Englishman, a Monsieur Harris.
A name of good omen.
It is already time to leave. What do I care for Mr. Harris?
As Monsieur pleases. I had your things sent straight to your compartment. Unfortunately, you will be with another traveler.
No.
Only for the first night. It cannot be helped.
I will survive, Morel.
Monsieur Book, we can't find enough space in the kitchen refrigerator to store all of my ingredients.
How is it possible?
His recipes are extravagant. We need to leave something on the platform.
If my lobsters don't go, I don't go.
And have the passengers of the Orient Express go hungry? Never!
Must I intervene? The problem is unworthy of Poirot, but I do not intend to starve on the most luxurious train in the world.
Thank you for coming to help us.
It is impossible to fit everything into the gallery's refrigerator. Obviously, my entree are more important than dessert.
If Mr. Mori delays his lobsters for a day or two, we can restock at another station.
Delay? You ask me to delay? Freya?
Calm yourself, my friend. I'm sure we can find a solution. Is that a diagram of the refrigerator? May I see it?
Yes, he refuses to look at it.
My little gray cells did not let me down. Et voilà.
You saved tomorrow night's dinner. Mr. Poirot, I will reserve the finest lobster just for you.
I look forward to it, monsieur. And to the dessert, mademoiselle.
Hopefully. That will be the last mystery you face on our journey, my dear Poirot. Your compartment for tonight only is at the back of the second-class carriage, number 102. Tomorrow, you move to a private compartment.
Welcome, Monsieur Poirot. I apologize for the delay.
Thank you, Monsieur Michel. I am delighted you could accommodate me. These first-class rooms are very spacious and luxurious. Pardon me?
Oh, my apologies.
This lady has a style of her own, eccentric but chic. Wrong compartment. I need to find number 102.
Excuse me, I think you made a mistake.
You are Mr. Harris?
No, my name is McQueen. There is no other berth on the train, monsieur. All is arranged. Yours is the upper berth. We start in 1 minute. The train's remarkably full.
En voiture!
Listen, sir, if you'd rather have the lower berth, easier and all that, well, that's all right by me.
No, you are too amiable. It is for one night only, at Belgrade.
Oh, I see. You're getting out of Belgrade.
Not exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served. You may join the rest of the passengers in the dining car. Excuse me, monsieur. Pierre asked me to inform you that a passenger left us, so his room is yours. Monsieur Bouc instructed that your things be transferred to room 202 during dinner. You will be more comfortable in first class.
It is true what you say. Thank you,
Mr. Fauché, monsieur.
Where will my new compartment be?
Room 202 is at the far end of the previous car.
I see, thank you. What is your position on the Orient Express?
I manage the bar car, and I also do the restaurant car service.
Well, then do not let me keep you. Lobster tonight, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
I'll leave you to it, then.
See you soon, monsieur.
Please, my friend, join me. I have taken the liberty of ordering you your lobster.
Thank you. It appears our fellow passengers are all gathered here again tonight.
Ah. If I had but the pen of a Balzac, I would depict the scene.
Oh, it is an idea, that.
Ah, you agree. It has not been done, I think, and yet it lends itself to romance, my friend. All around us are people of all classes, of all nationalities, of all ages. For 3 days, these people, these strangers to one another, are brought together. They sleep and eat under one roof. They cannot get away from each other. At the end of the journey, they part. They go their several ways, never perhaps to see each other again.
Certainly it interests us, inviting us to watch and wonder about their lives.
Ah, I know you, my friend. Even now, your mind, it is at work. Let us test it. For example, what do you make of those two?
I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now. And you, Miss Debenham, was it? Where do you hail from?
I was born in the UK.
Oh, that's in England, isn't it? What do you do for a living?
I teach English to children in other countries.
I see. Oh, I wish I spoke a foreign language. My daughter speaks several languages. Let me tell you about her work. It's very important.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. No, not good.
I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now. And you, Miss Debenham, was it? Where do you hail from?
I was born in the UK.
Oh, that's in England, isn't it? What do you do for a living?
I teach English to children in other countries.
I see. Oh, I wish I spoke a foreign language. My daughter speaks
That was easy. There is much you can learn about someone just by observing them and listening. For example, that lady is reserved. She reveals little. She is self-contained. Some secret prompts her to allow her dinner companion to carry the conversation. I confess, in this case, what I witnessed in Istanbul suggests more, but I will respect her privacy.
You will always amaze me. Mamma mia, you can feel the power of our engine. We climb into the mountains with ease. I know something about the power, and this baby has it in spades.
There's something special about a train, I'll give you that. I sell toys, and model trains are one of our biggest items, and not just for children either.
You sell model cars too?
Sure, but give me a train any day.
Oh, my friend. What do you have against the cars? Now I work at Fortuna in Italy as a spokesperson. We are producing the next generation of electric cars, the Fortuna Firenze. Like the city, it is beautiful. We got the competitors looking over their shoulders so much, they're going to hit something.
Didn't mean to be insulting. It's just that there's something magical about a train.
No, not good.
We climb into the mountains with ease. I know something about the power, and this baby has it in spades.
There's something special about a train, I'll give you that. I sell toys, and model trains are one of our biggest items, and not just for children either.
You sell model cars too?
Sure, but give me a train any day.
Oh, my friend. What do you have?
Et voilà. The loud gentleman is very confident, a master of his own fate. It is as much in the inflection as it is in the words. He believes in winning, also that he is the one who will win.
You are a magician.
Oh, it is not a parlor trick, my friend. It is simply observation.
My friend, This is one of the best desserts I have ever eaten.
You have always had the sweet tooth.
But it is a masterpiece. I can't understand how the dessert can be so good. I would love to know what the recipe is. I couldn't tell what flavor the ice cream is.
Given the color, I think it's vanilla ice cream.
Of course. What is the red fruit?
It looks like a raspberry.
You have a good eye, Poirot. The biscuit is the foundation of the dessert. All else is built upon it. What do you think?
It looks like crushed biscuits, my friend.
Finely observed, indeed. Poirot, I am embarrassed to ask you a great favor.
My friend, I am on this train due to the great favor you have done me. How may I assist you?
This dessert is sublime. If only I had the recipe. Unfortunately, the pastry chef, Miss Nielsen, she will guard her secrets. But you, my friend, I am sure you could make her confess.
You wish me to persuade the pastry chef to give up her recipe?
You who are the expert at interrogation.
Book, it is a dessert.
It is the pinnacle of desserts. You, my friend, who, as you say, are on this train, I blush to remind you.
Fine, you win. Again, what wouldn't I do for you, my friend?
Oh, thank you, Poirot. Good luck.
Good evening, mademoiselle.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
That was a magnificent dessert you served us tonight. I wanted to tell you personally how much both Monsieur Bouc and I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, sir.
In fact, it is so good. Monsieur Bouc insists on knowing how you made it.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You must know a chef never gives away their recipes. But, well, you helped with the refrigerator, and without space in it for me, there would have been no dessert. Very well. To prepare tonight's dessert, first I melt sugar to make caramel. Then I spread this caramel to make tuiles. Between two tuiles, I add a small scoop of lemon ice cream, and I put the whole thing on a strawberry crown.
Poirot, you are suspicious even now. The pastry chef gave up her prized recipe a little too easily. I sense she wasn't entirely honest with me. The truth cannot hide from Poirot forever. Thank you for sharing your recipe with me, but I doubt those are strawberries you're using.
Oops. You have a good eye, Monsieur Poirot. Very well. What fruit do you think I used?
You used raspberries, not strawberries. I'm not fooled.
You're right. Mr. Bouc, he couldn't tell the difference. Let's move on to the bottom part of the dessert.
My favorite part of the dessert.
First, I melted some butter. I crumbled pieces of chocolate into the butter. Then I placed the mix in a circular mold. Finally, I let the whole thing cool down to let it harden.
It's certainly not chocolate that you've crumbled.
I see you do have an excellent palate. Do you know what ingredients I used?
A clever pastry chef might mix crushed biscuits with butter to create this delicious base.
That's it. You're getting closer to the entire recipe.
Closer? I've caught murderers with less difficulty than this.
I'll give you one last challenge. I'm sure you will be able to figure out the order I mix my ingredients in. If you can, you will have earned my recipe.
Mademoiselle, solving the murder of Roger Ackroyd was easier than this. That was easy.
As promised, my recipe is yours. Give me 5 minutes to write it down for you.
Thank you. I am in your debt. I can take advantage of this moment to resume my little observations of the passengers.
Did you enjoy the meal?
I'm not used to meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This is in the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragomirov's assistant, you must be used to eating well.
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef's hat to be an artist.
What is your favorite dish?
Currywurst. It is a specialty of mine. Did you enjoy the meal?
I'm not used to meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This is in the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragomirov's assistant, you must be used to eating well.
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. That's the right answer.
I made a lot of progress on the expenses last night, sir. I should be done by tomorrow morning.
You're supposed to be a fast worker, Hector.
Sorry, sir. Working here is not as comfortable as in our office in Boston.
You're lucky to ride in a train like this.
I must admit I'm not right this time. That was easy.
Here you are, sir. My recipe. Please tell Mr. Book he should not expect my recipes for the other desserts.
Thank you very much, mademoiselle. I know he will sincerely appreciate the gesture, and I will make certain he gets the message.
Poirot, you were gone such a long time.
It proved more challenging than I expected.
This is wonderful. Did it require the use of your little grey cells?
More the exercise of my little taste buds.
Thank you so much, my friend. Eat your dessert. You've earned it.
Good evening. My name is Ratchet. I think that I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Hercule Poirot, is that so?
You have been correctly informed, monsieur.
Your exploits are well known on my side of the Atlantic. In my country, we come to the point quickly. Mr. Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. Are you interested in earning a lot of money?
My clientele, monsieur, is limited nowadays. I undertake very few cases.
Why, naturally. I understand that. But this, Mr. Poirot, means big money. Big money.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. What is it you wish me to do for you, Monsieur Ratchet?
Mr. Poirot, I am a rich man. A very rich man. Men in that position have enemies. I have an enemy.
Monsieur, in my experience, when a man is in a position to have, as you say, enemies, then it does not usually resolve itself into one enemy only.
Yes, I appreciate that point. Enemy or enemies, it doesn't matter. What does matter is my safety. My life has been threatened, Mr. Poirot. Now, I'm a man who can take pretty good care of himself, but as I look at it, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. And remember, big money.
I regret, monsieur, that I cannot oblige you.
What's wrong with my proposition?
If you will forgive me for being personal, I do not like your face, Mr. Ratchet. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to finish my coffee peacefully.
A nightcap, Monsieur Poirot?
A cup of coffee, Monsieur Fauché. Then I will retire to my new compartment.
I am sure you will find it to be most comfortable.
We have stopped?
Yes, sir. Belgrade Station. If you'd like to go out and get some fresh air, now is the time. The train leaves at 9:15.
No, I see that it is snowing. I will not seek out the fresh air.
Probably a wise decision. May I suggest a chocolate to accompany your coffee? It is produced by my father, the best chocolatier in Switzerland.
I would never refuse a chocolate with such high recommendation.
I know you will enjoy it, and please let me know if there is anything else you require.
Et voilà. Everything was perfect. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Is there anything you require, monsieur?
No, merci.
Why, I thought you'd left us. You said you were getting off at Belgrade.
You misunderstood me.
But, man, your baggage, it's gone.
It has been moved into another compartment, that is all.
Oh, I see. I wish you a good night, Monsieur Poirot.
Good night.
I hope you'll sleep well and that your head will be better in the morning.
It is just the cold. I'm now making myself a cup of tea.
I hope it'll warm you up.
Monsieur Ratchet seems very upset. Ah, finally a real bed fit for a king or a very tired detective.
Monsieur Ratchet?
Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé.
Good night, madame.
The American lady?
Yes, don't worry. You'll know how Mrs. Hubbard is. Imagine to yourself the time I have had with her. She insists, but insists, that there is a man in her compartment. Just imagine it, monsieur. In a space of this size, where would he conceal himself? I argue with her. I point out that it is impossible. She insists. She woke up and there was a man there. And how, I ask, did he get out? And leave the door bolted behind him? But she will not listen to reason.
That one does not leave time to listen. The train has stopped, Mr. Michel?
We have run into a snowdrift. Heaven knows how long we shall be here. I remember once being snowed in for 7 days.
Where are we?
Between Vinkovsky and Brod.
Oh la la. It's time for me to go back to bed.
I wish you a good night, monsieur. Or what is left of it.
train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other passengers for breakfast. The train still hasn't left. The finest of curling irons for the moustache. The moustache comb to tame unruly knots. Wax to preserve the perfect symmetry of the moustache. Good morning, Monsieur Michel.
Good morning, sir. Please enjoy our special breakfast in our restaurant.
This delay is intolerable. I am supposed to be demonstrating the Firenze in Paris in 2 days.
Ah, your electric car. Yes, that's bad luck.
My daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on the train until I got to Paris. And now we may be here for days, and my boat sails the day after tomorrow. How am I going to catch it now? I can't even send an email to cancel it. I'm just too mad to talk about it.
My colleagues were to meet.
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian. Snow is no stranger to me.
Ah, the accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov?
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists. When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great strength to remain calm at a time like this.
I know one far, far stronger than I.
And that is?
Well, that old lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc. But that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr.
Poirot.
Mr. Poirot.
Good morning, Mr. Fauchet. You have early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving. As if I could get out and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin, triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
How long are we expected to be stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course, but you obviously have some influence with Bouc.
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has any information.
My good friend, come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his bed, stabbed.
A passenger? Which passenger?
In there. He's an American, a man called Ratchet. It was his valet, Masterman, who was worried that Mr. Ratchet was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the conductor, decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it is best not to touch anything and wait for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us. On the train, now! The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger. Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Bouc, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
Mr. Poirot, I am Dr. Constantine.
Forgive me, Doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in post-mortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please. If you need any help, I won't be far away.
That was easy.
As you see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you. I'll take photos. The watch is broken. The hands are stopped at 1:15 a.m. One would expect that to be the time when the attack occurred. Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions. I see now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready, yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police. This phone was deliberately smashed. I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside. Did it belong to Ratchet? A handkerchief. There's a letter H embroidered on it. Where can the killer have gone? The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room. I wonder what could be in this photo. For Daisy. Interesting. That's the right answer. A box of sleeping pills. exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Ratchet. Expensive clothing, recently laundered. Not very surprising. Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep. A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials A.W. Unusual letter, this. This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side. I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene. The snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window. So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubbard's room.
Et voilà.
My little gray cells did not let me down. I'm sorry, Doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Book. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this. Did you know the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
Did you touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
What can you tell me about the victim?
He died from multiple stab wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed. Conditions are not perfect.
Thank you for your help, Doctor. I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene. This door I can't imagine Ratchet taking a sleeping pill if he feared for his life.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
That's the right answer. I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I'm counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced. Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow, so he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murderer.
This criminal is an amateur.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Ah, naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you. Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you.
I must admit I'm not right this time. Et voilà.
Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No, tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. and then his secretary, the young American gentleman, Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Winkowski.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
I do not think that's the right answer. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must. I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now.
That was easy. Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express. This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side. This door was latched. The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail. Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. "Come in," I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive. Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind, Let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. I can see the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard. Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her. Thank you for your assistance, madame. While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
A beautiful piano, what a luxury. Pity there's no one to play it.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can. Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you. By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do the job. To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest. Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil. Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy. Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
That's the right answer. At what hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchet?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate's snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
What? How can you say that?
He received threatening letters, one, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil. I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name, and he left the United States to run away from something, or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters, threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vinkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you. I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot. I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course. Here it is.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to in Belgrade. I quickly went back. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's. I left around. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. Then we went out on the platform to quickly. He left around 2 o'clock.
I will need to... The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m. My little grey cells did not let me down. Et voilà.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
I used my master key.